You're listening to the Epic Stories podcast, presented by Earlham College. Here's your hosts, Tanaka and Carlton.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Epic Stories podcast. My name is Tanaka.
My name is Carlton.
And our guest for today is...
Ainsley Kemp. Hello.
Alright. So Carlton, maybe you want to give us a brief description of what is Epic?
So at Earlham, we have what's called the Epic Journey, and it's basically your entire 4 years that you spend at Earlham College, and it combines academic learning with experiential learning and also professional development. So it has a couple of things which include a funded experience of $5,000, which is called your Epic Advantage, and that's like the kind of launch of your Epic Journey, which you use towards the end after figuring out what you want to do with it and kind of having figured out your career or your career path, or trying to find out what you don't want your career path to be as well. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. That was nice. So, Ainsley, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Wonderful to be here. Thank you all for having me. I appreciate it. Yeah.
For sure. All right, so maybe you can tell us a little bit about how life was before you came to Earlham, and what made you decide to come to Earlham.
Yeah. So I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm actually from like a suburb off of it. I'm from a small town called Sharonville, which is like very, very small. It feels like Richmond, but even smaller. So, and I played field hockey for my high school, which was quite fun, I would say. I had never experienced the sport before high school, so that was really cool to like learn a new sport and make new friends through that way. And that kind of opened the door for me wanting to play in college, which then I was starting to wonder, like, what should I do? Where should I go? What level would I want to play at? And I ultimately decided D3, which then led me to a little school called Earlham College emailing me and saying that you would be a wonderful fit here. And I toured, and then I absolutely fell in love with it. I actually came when it was heavily snowing, and my mom was like, if you even like it now, then you're going to love it then, even when it's sunny and the weather's different. So, yeah, that's how I found Earlham and stuff like that. But, yeah, I was mainly a athlete in high school, and I ran a few clubs. So, yeah.
So you mentioned that your mom said if you like it, even when it's snowing, you like it during the summertime. So is it the case that she came to Earlham as well?
She didn't come to Earlham, but she came with me on my little visit, and I have 2 older siblings who also went to college, so they were always like telling me advice of like, even if you like it when it's dreary there then, and you might be sad, you're gonna like it when it's sunny and you're happy. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you also mentioned about how you played field hockey. I also used to play field hockey. So when I came here initially, I wanted to be like a practice player, but then something happened with the team or something, so I didn't get the chance to do it. But
yeah, it's a wonderful sport.
which position did you play?
I was a goalie. So yeah,
goalie.
I'm all padded up and get hit with sticks, so quite fun.
That's cool.
Okay, so what year are you and what's your major?
I'm a junior history major with a women, gender, and sexuality studies minor here at Earlham. I'm a third year, yeah.
Okay, nice. So do you have any ideas on what you want to do after you like with your history?
Yeah, I really want to be either a historian and or a professor. My main focus is U.S. history in the 19th and 20th century with women, gender, and sexuality studies focus. So like every history major, you have like an area and then you have like a thematic space that you need. So like mine is gender and sexuality, and then my like area of focus is in the Americas. So, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I hope to be a historian. I hope to continue to be like exploring the wide variety of history that there is. So yeah, it's quite a fun and ever-growing study though. So I wonder where it will take me.
Yeah, that's a very, very good combination. Yeah. So maybe we jump into, have you used your Epic Advantage?
I have, yes, yeah.
What did you do?
I went to Turkey for about 2 weeks with Farit Guvan, who led a pack of Earlham students over there. And then we also met up with another college in Sussex, which led with us and helped us when we were studying philosophy over there.
So, what was the goal for the trip, or like what were you doing in Turkey? Yeah.
Yeah. It was Wandering and Wandering in the Birthplace of Philosophy was the name of it. So we were trying to get a more philosophical sense of like being actually in the place where they believe philosophy was like birthed and stuff like that, but we don't really know because the history is not really written down, so it's relative. But it was quite interesting to actually be able to like see the history of which we were reading, and through our readings of like philosophy and like what that meant, we got to go to like a lot of amphitheaters, which was super cool because we got to see like where like the original philosophy would be like written and then like also like spoken at. So it was super cool to see.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Up to now, I still struggle to understand like anything that has to do with philosophy. I just feel like it requires a lot of thinking, or it's just hard to.
Yeah, it can be quite hard because,
Yeah.
especially for Reet, since he's so well versed in it, and keeping up with him can be quite the challenge. But it's very interesting to talk to him. So yeah.
Actually, this semester I'm taking a philosophy class with Anna.
Oh yes, wonderful.
Yeah, and it's been quite interesting.
I wonder, are you taking her avant-garde class? I'm assuming.
No, it's the philosophy of politics and care.
Oh wow, you are.
Yeah,
You're stronger than me.
I think it's right in the middle of it, but I think there's a bunch of stuff which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, I agree with that.
Alright, so maybe back to your trip. So do you feel like you have some skills that you gained from the overall experience that you might use in your future career?
Yeah, totally. Being able to more critically analyze a text in a way that might, while challenge me, also help me expand the horizons of history is really important to me. As a historian, I will be looking at a lot of old texts that may not make the most sense, but actually being able to have contextual skills that would then allow me to be able to look at the history, apply that, and then go forth with it, I think is really important. And I think Fareed really helped us challenge our mental processes and how we think about things in Turkey. So being able to actually do that with physical history, which is what I want to do. Like if I worked in archives, which I already do here at Earlham. So it was really cool to be able to use those skills not only there, but also in another country.
So having picked up those skills now, have you, or I think actually maybe you've answered the question. I was going to ask is whether you've been able to apply those skills post Epic Advantage now.
Yeah, I definitely would say I have. I work in the archives of Lilly Library with Jenny Freed, and she's absolutely wonderful. So being able to actually be oh, maybe this does make more sense than before, because I'll read really old letters and really old script too, and it can be quite challenging, but being able to actually have the contextual skills that I learned over there to now apply here has been a nice change.
Yeah, I used to work in the archives.
Oh, wonderful.
So maybe I'm also taking you back again, but then before you decided that you're going to go for this trip, did you meet with any career coach, or how did you decide that this is the trip that I want to use my Epic Advantage for?
I did not use any career coaches, but I did have a friend who went on the trip before. She was one of my teammates before she graduated last year. She highly recommended the trip just because she's also a history major, and she believed that it gave her a lot of good skills as well. So, and she was just highly recommending. I was actually in New Zealand when I was applying to the trip, so it was quite the process because I was 17 hours and a whole day ahead. So it was quite hard to communicate with Fareed every once in a while, but we got it done, much to his, I'm sure, annoyance of having to WhatsApp me all the time and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely because Rory, that was her name, she really recommended the trip.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So do you know what you're planning to do? I mean, I think you still have a year to go. Have you started thinking about or putting together some plans on what you want to do post-grad?
Oh yeah.
Wait, before you answer that, maybe
course.
we can skip this question towards the end. You mentioned something about New Zealand. Maybe you want to tell us more how you got to New Zealand, or
Yeah, totally. I got to do my study abroad last semester as a sophomore, second semester, in New Zealand, or Aotearoa is the Maori word for it, means island of the long white cloud. I got to go there because Harley, another person, recommended me the trip. They weren't originally going to be able to go if they didn't have enough people. And Harley was like, do you know anyone? And I was going through a pretty rough patch at the time, but then the idea of being able to leave and like kind of focus on myself and be around a core group of like Earlham people, keep me grounded here and stuff like that sounded wonderful. So Wendy and Jose led it, and they were absolutely wonderful leaders. They really taught me a lot about myself, and it's mainly a STEM trip, which I'm obviously a history major. So they were very like happy to help me along the way and stuff like that. So, and I feel like I got a lot out of it, even on the STEM side and history side, because I also got to do an internship there, and I got to work in the archives of a Wanganui Regional Museum, which is where we were established. So that was absolutely wonderful. I loved New Zealand.
Well, that's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said that it's a STEM program. So what were the other STEM students that you went with doing?
Well, a few of them were biochemistry majors. A lot of them were like geology majors. There's a lot of geological like cool things over there.
Yeah.
And then a lot of them were just biochem or biology majors, like just that kind of main focus. There was at least one NSU student as well, I believe, and I was one of the sole humanities majors over there. So yeah.
But then were you able to transfer your credits back here or?
Oh yeah, I got 18 credits out of it.
All right, yeah.
So yeah, I'm quite ahead still. So yeah, I've been told to slow down a little bit.
18 credits is a lot.
Yeah, it was quite a bit. It didn't feel like a lot because obviously like we were just kind of like exploring around and like doing more tangible things, but like it is a lot to come back. I didn't realize how many it was at first. So yeah.
And then the internship, was it part of the program or you had to find it yourself?
It was part of the program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's like there's a Quaker settlement actually in Wanganui, which is how we have a connection there since we're the Quakers and all that. And her name's Christine England, and she sent us forms like a couple months prior to like gain our interests and like see what we wanted to do. So like she knew I was a history major, she knew I worked in the archives and stuff like that, so she knew I would like that, which is also how she set us up with our homestays and stuff like that.
Oh, so you had like some host families that you're staying with and everything.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Oh, wonderful. My homestay lady was also named Wendy, which was quite funny. And she was a 75-year-old teacher who really just had such a wit and humor to her. She had a little dog named Milo who was 14 years old who had cataracts and was deaf. So I had to guide Milo every once in a while on where to go. So it was just a very, very like comforting and warm space that she made for me, which I'm forever grateful for.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So maybe now.
No, you want to pick up on your question, Carlton?
Yeah. So maybe now you can tell us a bit about your postgrad plans.
Yeah, I hope to go into a master's that will sign into a PhD, while those are very hard to get right now for humanities-based majors since the hiring pool is a little interesting right now, especially for undergrad, like trying to sign on to then a PhD. But that's my big plan, is I want to get a doctorate in American history.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, that's cool.
That's nice.
So is a doctorate something that's necessary in like the industry, or is it just...
They recommend it. I don't know if I'll have money to do that, so I'm trying to see if like how much I can like bet on just maybe a master's, or even just like after I graduate here what I could do with like a degree that then would like lead me up to something bigger in history. So yeah, I'm really trying to play it by ear and not spend so much money.
Yeah. Do you know whether there's some like scholarships or grants that can help you with that?
Yeah, there's a ton. The one school by Cincinnati, University of Cincinnati, they have a wonderful scholarship and program that helps like pay off your school as you like work at the school. So that would be a lot of hands-on learning and stuff like that I'm 100% for. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's really nice. They've been telling us this is the question that you're not supposed to be asking seniors, but yeah, we're here too.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have... And so maybe should we wrap up, or do you have any other question you want to ask?
Maybe if you have any advice for some of the underclassmen or sophomore freshmen on figuring out postgrad plans, how difficult, based on what you said about your experiences with your Epic Advantage and your trip to New Zealand, it wasn't like, oh, I'm really looking for this kind of study abroad experience. It's more like you interacting with people and being recommended these trips. So maybe you can tell us a bit about how to actually decide and how to figure out that stuff.
Yeah, totally. I think big question, huh? I think that as like underclassmen, sometimes you can feel the pressure of that. Well, soon I will be an upperclassman and stuff like that. I think understanding that your academic advisors and now career coaches, which I have met with to talk about my plans afterwards, is very wonderful, and to exploit that almost, because after you go out, you might not have someone who's like right by your side. So like Ryan Murphy, who's my academic advisor and my academic advisor of my club that I run here, has been absolutely wonderful in guiding me on where to go and what to do like after this. And he's even been like, you should be more flexible with like what you do, and when opportunities arise, why not take them, because you may not know what that would lead you down. So like New Zealand, I worked in the archives. I didn't know that I would be working in the archives, and that led me to have more connections internationally, of which a lot of the archivists were like, if you ever need a recommendation, like a letter of recommendation, I'd be more than willing to write that for you and stuff like that. As well in Turkey, now I have a connection with Tanya. Tanya actually worked here before she went to Sussex, so another like connection like that. So Earlham may seem small, but it is a big connection, and it has a lot of connectivity, because every time I wear an Earlham sweatshirt when I'm like going to the grocery store back home, someone's always like, oh, I know Earlham. I have like a cousin or something that graduated from there. So I think taking every day as something new that you can get out of it, while college is very overwhelming, it can be very overwhelming in a good sense almost, which can be hard to see in a perspective. But as someone that now needs to slow down in college and wish I did take it a little more slower and day by day, I think definitely just having more of a sense of that you will get out of it, you'll be fine. Nobody here wants to see you fail, obviously. There's a ton of great people here. EPIC's wonderful. All these programs just truly are designed to help students encourage growth and learning. So I would say just truly be open to what comes to you, and I think everything will be fine in the end.
Oh, that's some good advice.
Thank you.
Wait, you also mentioned that you have a club
Uh-huh.
here?
Yeah, Humanities Club. That's I'm the founder and co-convener of Humanities Club here.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what do you do? What does Humanities Club do?
We are for majors, minors, or anybody that's just interested in Humanities Club. So we do a lot of themed events around like the humanities majors, which is a very umbrella term and can be confusing, but it includes a lot of the majors that like kind of just don't really get a lot of representation. So like we're going to try to do something with linguistics next semester. We're doing a Japanese studies movie night. We're watching the original Godzilla and like the symbolism of that and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a ball, honestly, because I'm getting to know different professors and stuff like that, especially since humanities is so small. There's only like 4 history majors, so making that community wider and bigger for people, especially like STEM majors who are interested in Humanities Club. I'll never turn away anyone. I think everyone deserves a welcoming space in Humanities Club.
Yeah, I think that's pretty important. There's a lot of STEM people who are just so much into STEM. I have some humanities interests that feel like it would be difficult for them to step out. I think that would be a good way.
Yeah.
So I think you've told us a bit about your experiences in New Zealand, in Turkey, in working with Humanities Club. So can you give us some like snippets on your favorite moments and some of the favorite stuff that you got to learn and experience?
Yeah, definitely. In Turkey, we got to go to like the ruins of an old like ancient library, which was super cool. Archaeology is also something I'm also interested in, possibly, which would be a lot added on to already what I want to do. But it was really cool to actually like see living history where people had walked before, and that was just super cool. While in like America we get that, I don't think we get that as much like in the ruins part. So like being able to witness that was super cool. In New Zealand, I got to do Tongariro Crossing, or Tongariro Alpine Crossing, which if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, is Mount Doom. So it was super cool to like hike and do that. I didn't think I was going to be in enough condition for it, and I wasn't, but I made it through anyways. But it was a wonderful time to kind of get close to the people who were in my little group of walking and just be supportive of each other and stuff like that. And that was just absolutely wonderful, because we also got to learn like the myths, the Maori myths of like the fighting of the mountains. So like there was like a fighting and like they like fought over a hill named Rupehu, which was beautiful, and they wanted to have that. So Taranaki ultimately won. No, Taranaki didn't win, and Taranaki moved away, and the like carving out of it was the Wanganui River, which was another thing that we got to do, which was just cool to see that mythology mixed into like the actual being able to see the mountains and volcanoes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Nice, yeah.
So thank you so much
Of course.
for sharing your story and your experiences. I think there's quite a few things that we can pick from that and try to apply into our lives to not take things too fast and try to look for opportunities in places we may not expect just from talking to people and making connections. So
Yeah. So I was just gonna say, before we wrap up this podcast, do you feel there are other things that you have done across campus that might have prepared you for like your life after Earlham, or?
Yeah, definitely working like where I do in campus. So like I work in the archives, I worked in ESG, I did a lot of all that stuff. So that was quite good to like prepare myself, like if I do get busy again, like how to manage my time and how to like make sure that like I'm consistently working and communicative with like my bosses and everything like that. I think that definitely has helped me, and definitely has helped me in like later in my life. So yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Ainsley, for coming today. This was another great Epic Stories podcast. Carlton, do you want to do the outro?
yeah, so thank you everyone for watching. You can find us on everywhere you listen to your podcasts.
YouTube, Spotify.
Yes, soon to be a couple more platforms, hopefully.
I tried you.
Yeah, so we'll see you in the next one.
See you next time.
See you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.